Hi everyone. I know maybe half the room and half I don't. Let's get into it. Can I get my first slide? Yeah. Okay. My name is TJ Conde, and I'm here to talk about worksheets, but not only worksheets. So the title of my presentation with Eric's glorious help was TRW Active Review. Do I get clicker function?
You get a clicker.
It clicks. Okay. All right. So a quick introduction about myself back when I still had short hair. As I said, my name is TJ. I'm from upstate New York, USA. I highlight the upstate part because every time you tell someone you're from New York, they think about the city, which is this tiny little thing down at the bottom of big New York State. So if you're wondering why I'm also in short sleeves and shorts, it's because I'm not cold. We have frozen level snow where I'm from, and this is like, okay. So there's that. As Eric said, I am here representing ABCDavid's English School. I've been a part of the team for, funny enough, still less than 4 years. It's been 3 years and 4 months, actually. And I have become a kind of creative jack of all trades. I do many different things in and outside the classroom, especially design work, flyers, posters, banners, and until recently, the worksheets. As Eric said, I am somewhat responsible for this at the behest of David, who's our team leader. He's like, we need worksheets. Eric's not doing them. So TJ, worksheets. And so we had worksheets, and next thing I knew, there was a book. So have fun with that. But let's get into it. All right. Chapter 1, 'tis but a sheet. I like to start with a quote. Okay. There is a great satisfaction in building good tools for other people to use, right? Like Eric has TRW, great tool, right? Main book, read this, notebook that, flashcard, it's wonderful, great tool. We all love to have it. So I have a question. What is a worksheet? What is a worksheet? Anyone except for Eric, Masako, Naomi, Katie, Eric again, sorry, Phil. Anybody except those people can answer this question. What is a worksheet? Hero.
It's for you to test kids' knowledge.
To test kids' knowledge. Okay, that's one way to think about it. Anybody else? Anybody? Lawrence wants to raise his hand so bad. Lawrence.
So badly, yes. Something you give them when you have no plan.
Something you give with no plan. I mean, that's not really a lie, but okay. Something you give with there's no plan. Something to test knowledge. Anybody else?
Different way to use the same stuff.
Different way to use the same stuff. Okay.
It's a tool.
Wow, look at the smarty pants in the back who doesn't raise his hand. Yes. All right. By definition, right? Oh, by definition, a worksheet is, a sheet of paper on which are printed exercises and problems to be solved by a student. Fair enough. But like David said, it's a tool. That's all it is. Like anything else in your classroom, your textbook, your activities, your songs, your games, your pencils, your anything that you use in your class, it's just a tool, right? So with that, I would like to share a brief story. I call it Me, ABCDs, and the Mysterious Case of the Sheets. I said I was creative. I didn't say I was sane. There's a difference. Okay. So yes, Me, ABCDs, and the Mysterious Case of the Sheets. A few years ago, in the earlier part of my tenure with ABCDavid's English School, we switched our main curriculum to Think, Read, Write. So Eric was cool enough to come down. Hey, here's the textbook. Here's the readers. Here's how you do it. Here's some ideas. Great. And one day, David comes to me and he says, TJ, I got a file from Eric. He has these worksheets that he uses with his students. It's not a big public knowledge thing, but he has them. He's given me the files. You like puzzles? I have something for you. I want you to look at these worksheets and find a way to use them in our classes with our students, right? Maybe something in class and maybe something for homework. And me, I go, okay. So I sit down and I go through these files and try to understand the activities, understand what the connections are with the book, right? The color coding, what can pair up, and came up with something that would fit within the structure of our yearly lessons, right? That said, I have another quote. It is essential to have good tools, which Think, Read, Write is. It's a great tool. But it's also essential that the tools be used in the right way, right? Plenty of great materials, but if you don't know how to use it, then they're useless. It's ineffective. There's no point. They lose their purpose. So you have to use them in the right way. So when I put the worksheet plan together for the year, the idea was kind of simple, right? One, review, right? We would use the worksheets to review previous lesson material, right? We do the book work in class, come in the next day, all right, here's your worksheet. It mirrors what we did in class. Two, preview. The class worksheet activities would mirror the homework activities, right? So let's say the class worksheet activity was pair matching. Well, the homework would be pair matching. Or maybe it was, the puzzles, right? Look at the picture, say the sound, put in the correct letters, same thing. So the kids would know what to do with their homework. We did it. We can answer the questions. It's all right there. And then of course, check, right? The teacher makes use of the students' extra in-class phonetic practice, right? We point, we say, we read, we write, and we check the students' development and help, right? Are they grasping the content? Do they need help doing these things? Is there something we need to revisit in the lesson, right? So simple idea. And over time, as the students got used to the routine, they got pretty good at it. So I have this one clip provided by Tony, thank you, Tony, of this one girl who's really, really good at this. Yeah, can I play with this? Or you can click it, thank you, Phil.
Up, 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 up. Up, cup, cup, cup. Big, 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 big. Good, good, back, back, back. Egg, 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 egg. Eat, tick, tick, tick.
Right down the line, right? So they do the worksheets, they get used to it. They've learned how to do it the right way. Great, awesome. They're pointing, they're saying, they're reading, they're writing. It's wonderful. Can I get a click? Click, click. I've been out-clicked. No, next one. Oh, there we go. So the basic part was successful, but there was something more. There's something more with doing the worksheets. And this is where we get to, I guess, the main idea of my presentation, which is active review. I have a quote. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So I have a series of pictures, like only 4 pictures. I want you to look at them carefully. Don't say anything. Just look them over, see what you see, and then we'll revisit it. Wait your turn. Tooting your horn much? Congratulations. So what did you see? Anybody not named David or Naomi or Masako or Eric, or Phil, or Katie.
In chat, you can say as well. Go ahead.
Yes, or in the chat. Yeah, mention in the chat if you notice it.
Pure learning.
Pure
Then
learning.
it says lots of writing.
Pure learning, lots of writing. Interesting. Usually worksheets involve that. Anything else?
What'd you see?
They're focused.
They were focused.
They're doing it by themselves.
Hey, right?
Independent learning is coherent.
Independent learning.
It says engaged.
Engaged. Okay. Helping each other. David wants to run his hand again. You want to elaborate on that? No, she got it. Perfect. Thank you for stealing his answer. Right? So independence, helping each other, things like that. Good. So the idea was review and preview and check, but the idea is to train, right? For those of us who have used the TRW series, you know everything's connected. It's like the MCU of English books. It's just everything's connected. So we train the students, we show them how to find the information, how to use the books so that they can do it themselves, right? And in doing that, it means that there's more to the worksheets than just review, right? We get learner autonomy, right? By teaching the students to find the information on their own, they gain independence and confidence, right? They can do it themselves. They realize, oh, I can do this. And then after a certain point, we get collaborative learning. The confident students are more likely or willing to help their classmates producing or helping to produce a student-centered environment, right? Which is something that we really push for at ABCDavid. We really, really push for that. And I think all together, it plays into our motto. Our motto is play, learn, be confident, right? We play, we have fun. By having fun, it allows the students to be more receptive to the learning part. And as they learn it, then they have their confidence. It all goes in hand. And we want the positive cycle of that, right? Because if they're confident, they have more fun. If they have more fun, they keep learning. It just keeps going versus the reverse where they're not having fun, so they're not learning, so they're not confident, and then they have less fun, and then they quit. So we always aim for the positive cycle of that. And in doing the worksheets and having it connected to the books, it helped to create that kind of thing. Now, this is awesome. This is awesome. Not just for the kids. Not just for the kids. It's great for the kids. They're independent. Yay, they can do it. But it's also great for us. How does this benefit me? Well, here's your pitch. One, you get assistance. The students start to take care of each other. Sure, maybe the first times you ask, like, oh, can you help so-and-so? But they just start taking care of each other, right? And in doing so, they also start to finish faster because they know how to do it on their own. It's not, teacher, teacher. There's one of us and 8, 9, 10 of them. You can't be everywhere, okay? You're not Dr. Strange. So if they're doing it for you, then you get your assistance. This saves you time, right? You can still, check, like, I'm finished, okay, check. And then they start helping and whatnot. But while the kids are keeping themselves busy, you can start to transition. Oh, let me prepare the next thing or the next slide or the game. I can start taking care of these other things that would normally eat my time, my class time. You cut off your transition time. And that gives you flexibility, right? Now you have more time to give your students extra elsewhere. You want to do a bigger activity, or they're struggling here, let's review this, or oh, I had this plan today, let's do this. It gives you the extra time to do the things you really want to do, or that you really, really need to do with less stress because you're confined to your lesson time limit, okay? So I guess I'm already at the end. So in conclusion, whether it's the worksheets or the textbook or readers or summer material, they're all tools. It's just how you use it. In this case, because the tools work so well together, you can use it to help your classes be better. Your students become more independent. They become more helpful to you, more helpful to each other, right? Building some community. You get the extra time. You get to have more fun because it's less tedious for you, right? And it brings everything full circle for both parties. You get to step back, they get to do more. By doing more, they get to, gain more out of it, because who benefits the most? The one that does the work. So yeah, I hope that you will be able to use the new activity books that are now open to the world, and that you have lots of fun with them and try to get more out of your classes and out of your students in doing so. Thank you for listening. Tony, what is this?
All right.
Yay.
Another round of applause for TJ.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any questions or comments, either online for people joining us via Zoom, or anyone in house? What did you see? Yes, Lawrence.
How much time do you use during a lesson, or use it every week?
So for us, originally when we started doing the worksheets, we always did the class worksheet in the beginning of the class, like right before we got to the textbook, because it was review. Then we kind of got a split, because, for example, our specialty classes that were still doing the worksheets, they still kind of did it in the flow. Whereas our regular classes, we started splitting up the book and doing it a little different. So we would do all the book stuff first and then go back to the worksheets. But the homework factor was always there. So we still had some time in the class, and then and then they would do it on their own. But as far as the actual time frame in the class, you have to set that yourself, because you don't want it to go too long, but you don't want it to just be like whatever. You still need to have a sense of timing and pace to it. So a little bit of planning.
Excellent. We do have a question online from A. Crowley. Thanks for that. How flexible are the materials for multi-level classes?
Oh, look at how
How
flexible. How flexible. I would say it's pretty flexible. It's more about knowing your students. If you have a really strong class, then you shouldn't have many problems. Even if you have a mixed level class, you put your stronger students with your younger one, not the younger ones, your weaker ones, and they just build each other up, and eventually it kind of levels out. So yeah, it's more about knowing your classes and the students in it, and how to utilize them to help accomplish your goal.
Cool. Yeah, I would add to that too, that at least the way we've been using them in our school is not in the classroom. So we have them in the library, in the lobby, and keep them there. And the students finish class, they have some self-study time at the end of class. And from April, actually, we're going to have 30 minutes versus 10 that we have now for many of the kids. And so they take it out of the library and they open it up and they complete a page, and they go to Minano Sensei, the teacher that we keep in the lobby, and they check it, make sure everything's okay, and then they get their stamp. And that's something, just so there is a game board at the beginning. I'll show for the people online. Okay. And here, so this keeps track of the page numbers. So they're color coded by unit. And so as they complete a page in the book, there is a place for a sticker or a star or a stamp or whatever. And then they go, for example, this one is unit 1, number 4. So they go to unit 1, number 4, and then they can color it. They can do any number of things just to mark that they've done it. So it's really them doing it essentially by themselves.
Eric, you said 30 minutes, so say included.
Right. And the other option too is at the back of the book for people at home. There is a QR code. I don't recommend telling your students about it if they're using it as homework, but this has all of the answers. It's a PDF with all the answers filled in. Thanks to Satomi and two of our teaching assistants, spent a lot of time with an Apple Pencil on the PDF to do everything. And so the kids can actually self-check at home if they want, or they could self-check in the school if they have a device to do so. So I'd say they're very flexible because kids can go at any pace that they want. It doesn't require, the only thing I mentioned before at the very beginning was.
Oh, we have a question about the self-study time.
Yeah. Now, is some included in their tuition fee? Oh, yeah. Let me get to that in just a sec, Claire. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, I think that to answer the first question, it's very flexible. And you can use it at any pace that you'd like. Claire, the 30 minutes is paid, but it's ridiculously inexpensive because we wanted to encourage more kids to stay in the school. So it's 500 yen per month. And they can stay in the lobby or come 30 minutes early to do any type of self-directed learning. So Maybe I'll talk about that at some point down the road, because we're still trying to figure it out, but something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. And finally this year we're doing it. So,
Nice.
okay. All right. Any other questions online, or if we rip out the last
Page,
page,
yeah.
actually, would that be possible? Oh, too bad there's a page there. All right, but I mean, if you have a chance, go to the website. Activity books or TRW activity pages are right on elflearning.jp. You can go through the PDFs and look at them and see what they're about. If you're using the Think, Read, Write series, really highly recommend. They really do work well. So
Yeah.
thanks to TJ, and a
Thank you.
shout out to Jared again
Yes.
from Lifeway English. So, all right, thank you.